Hello, and welcome to another monthly reading for people born in July. My name is Dr. Karen, and I do colour readings, amongst other things. Each month, I attempt a general reading based on the colours that are selected for you, and hopefully they will give you some guidance as to how to manage some of the turmoil that occurs in everyday life. If you're new here, you're in for something that you've never experienced before. On the other hand, if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm very, very pleased to see you. I'd like to hear, though, from you in the comment section as to how well, or if not well, these readings are going for you. This month, I'm going to try something a little different, because colour readings are only as good as the questions that are being asked. So let's get into it for you, shall we? This month, I'll be taking a card from the Angel Therapy Oracle, which is made by Doreen Virtue, a famous name within the Oracle community. So, July babies. For those of you born in the month of July, let's just choose an oracle card for people born in the month of July. And we'll pop that one just there. And now I want some colours for people born in the month of July to describe how their 2025 impinged upon what's happening to them now, what the colours were for January that they're bringing with them into February, what's likely to happen in February, and then what's the underlying energy. So we start off with pink on grey, and we go to blue on purple, and then we go to yellow on black, and the underlying energy will be brown on cyan. Right, well, what are you bringing with you into 2026 from 2025? Well, here we have pink on grey. Grey internally means that there was a lot of potential uncertainty. There were things that might have created problems for you. There were things that might have created positivity for you, but you weren't sure which was which. And so you had to walk a fine line between what you wanted, what you were attracted to, and what you didn't want, the things that you were trying to avoid. In the real world, there was a distinct absence of energy. You'd run out. You didn't know what you wanted, and at the same time, you were unable to decide for yourself how to do the things that you needed to do. And so you found yourself being vulnerable to attraction. Red is low energy. You weren't able to prevent things from happening. So instead, you just simply allowed them to do so. And so there were new opportunities. People were attracted to you, experiences were attracted to you, and you simply had to deal with whatever it is that came up because you didn't know how to prevent or protect yourself from anything that might have been adverse. In January, things had settled down. You have here blue on purple. Purple means that there was major changes taking place. Things that had happened beforehand now were disrupted. Things that you had created now were being recreated. That meant that firstly they had to be torn down, and now things were changing. In the real world, that caused a great deal of organization. You had to reorganize things, you had to recreate certain things, you had to make sure that what you were nurturing, what you were looking after, what you were organizing in life was in keeping with whatever those changes were. In other words, you were adapting continually to things changing in your life, and they were changing fairly rapidly. In February, what you can expect is that something will cause you to want to retreat. Yellow on black is one of nature's warning combinations, and it's not a comfortable place to be in. The black says potential danger ahead, or things haven't quite worked out the way that you want them to. Things are unclear, they're hidden from you, and in the real world, you're trying very hard to find what the problem is in order to overcome this feeling of despair that comes as a result of not knowing how to act next, having to make decisions that you don't know which is going to be the correct decision, having to overcome problems but not knowing, not having the wherewithal to be able to deal with those problems in a way that guides you towards happiness. It's a bit of an issue. It's a warning. Be careful what you want. Be careful what you know or think you know, because there are things that you don't know about, things that have been hidden from you, and you need to tap into that energy in order to feel happy. The underlying energy here is brown on cyan. Now, brown in the real world is all about ambitions and goals and getting practical about stuff. Finding what it is that you want and learning what you need, the skills, the various different behaviors, the attitudes that are necessary for you to be able to move towards those particular goals and to do so comfortably. And in the internal world, it's driven by a need for peace and harmony and quiet and things just to settle down. The brown in the real world is an unsettled experience. Insofar as you haven't got what you want yet, you have to work towards it and work pretty hard too. But internally, all you want to do is rest. There is a need here for just quiet time out for you to be able to contemplate and feel as though your life is in harmony. Now, with what's happening here, you need to look at what it is that you do as a result or can do as a result of the things that you're not dealing with at the moment. Now, you have black, but there's no white. There's no red, but you do have yellow. There's no green, but you do have blue. You have brown. There's no orange. You have grey. There's purple. You have purple. You have pink. And you have cyan. So these colours, and they're a fairly large collection of skills and behaviours that are operating for you that will lead you through February with a fair degree of adaptability. But these colours here are the ones that will enable you to head into this area of potential danger in a way that you probably haven't tried before. And if you have, maybe the combination wasn't quite right. So let's have a look at those in a bit more detail. If the colour that you are dealing with is white, as a most liked colour, this one is all about accepting reality, looking at the world through the lens of truth, what actually is, not fantasy, not imagination, not wishful thinking, but what actually is. What is your situation and how can you manage it? If it's the colour that you most disliked, it means that you are trying to avoid reality. You need a flash of enlightenment. You need some curiosity. You need to have some more experience before you can move forward, but you're denying yourself those things. Maybe it's a deliberate denial. Maybe it's just that you don't want to know what the real situation is. If the colour you're dealing with is red, red is the most liked colour, in other words, the default that happens when this does not work any longer, Red as the light color is also a bit of a warning. It's being in charge, you making the rules, you deciding what's going to happen next, you making the decisions and also taking actions necessary to be in control. But red is always associated with impulsiveness as well. So when you make impulsive decisions because what's happened here doesn't work for you, there is a potential that blood will be spilled. That's one of the reasons why red is the universal sign for stop. On the other hand, if red is the color that you most dislike out of these that are missing, then it's all about hidden frustrations, hidden anger, hidden rage. You don't want to accept the fact that there are things inside of you that are making you angry, and you want to keep those repressed, suppressed, kept out of view. You want people to see you as someone amenable rather than someone who is jumping out of their skin, ready to punch someone's lights out because they've been offended. It's an important color to think about because it has the opportunity for great action and correct action, but it also has the opportunity for great action that is incorrect action. Almost at the other extreme, we have green. Now, if green is the color that you decide to work with, green is the most liked color, is all about grabbing opportunities and running with them. If you see something that looks good, you can jump and go and get it. But that means you also need to take a bit of a risk because grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. But nevertheless, the opportunities are there for you, and it's up to you to choose which ones you value the most. So green is all about having changes of values. On the other hand, if green is the most disliked color, then it's all about vindictiveness and jealousy and dislike of a particular situation. And that is a very uncomfortable feeling to have. So if that's the color that you least like, then this is the issue you need to deal with. Why are you feeling as though things aren't right, that other people get more than you do, that you aren't getting your fair share, that jealousy and envy and vindictiveness and sometimes even downright cruelty, but certainly a lot of verbal admonitions about others. Gossip even occurs here as a result of disliked green. Why those are occurring and why you do them. By dealing with the negative consequences of green, you can actually learn to overcome them. And then we have orange. If orange is the color you're dealing with as the most liked color, it's being able to deal with any crisis that comes your way. It's having confidence. It's being able to stand up and be counted. It's even being a social sort of person. You can find yourself in any situation and you can confidently maneuver yourself through it and come out the other side feeling quite good about yourself. If it's a disliked color, then it's all a confidence crisis. You don't feel as though you are capable of surviving whatever it is that's being thrown at you next. You have no courage. You have no ability to stand up and be counted. You feel as though you are lacking whatever skill it takes in order for you to move forward. Now, negative orange is a very difficult situation to be in because when we don't have courage or confidence, we tend to retreat. And that's exactly what happens when orange is a disliked color. So you need to deal with that retreat and perhaps move forward. So which of these are you likely to choose to engage with? Which is the most liked color and which is the least liked color? Whatever combination you choose, you will enable yourself to move through this reading here, and particularly what's happening for you in February, that warning that nature gives out that says, look out, danger ahead, and deal with it effectively and efficiently, and come out the other side feeling okay. So let's have a look at what the angel oracle has to say for itself. I need my glasses. It says, ascended masters, Powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. Here's your ascended masters. And all of these colors of experience that will teach you something. Perhaps there's a hint in there somewhere. All right, then. It's been a slightly different way of dealing with the color reading. But as I said, it's all about the questions that are asked, which brings me to an offer that I made some time ago, and no one's taken me up on it, which is, if you would like a personal color reading with me, be prepared for some surprises, then please contact me through my email address that I'll leave in the description below this video. I'm not charging for it, and I will take the first 10 people that bother to apply, and they will get a free color reading. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to comment on it. It'll certainly be private. I will record them, and I will allow you, as the only person to see them, to let me know what you think. Until we meet again next month for another set of color readings, and I might change the system again, depending on the questions I want to ask. May the colors that you choose help guide you to where you need to be, as well as where you'd like to be. Until then, bye.